Welcome, friends. I'm so happy to be back again in the afternoon for the second half of our program here in Memphis, a one-day visit here. And I want to say that I met you during these interviews a little while back, and I was so impressed by seeing the love and devotion that you carry, which is a true method of making any progress on the spiritual path. Meditation is a means to reach a point where you can know who you are. The spiritual path starts from after you discover you are a soul, and your true home is the home of totality, of all consciousness, where there is only one. That's our spiritual path. Meditation doesn't take us to true home, it prepares us to discover who we are, then we make our own journey to our true home. I'm very happy I got this opportunity to come here, for which once again I would like to thank Peter Airburn and his beautiful wife and their two beautiful children who have hosted this event and opened their home for this meeting. Let's thank them with applause. As I said in the beginning, that the method of self-realization is very simple. It's the simplest thing I can think of. It is withdraw your attention from here, put it here. It's as simple as that, but very difficult. What is making such a simple thing difficult is our own mind, the thinking mind, and what baggage it is carrying. It is carrying so much baggage of desires and attachments, all relating to things outside of us, all related to things that are part of this creation outside. None of it is dealing with the Creator or what is around the Creator. We have no such desires, no such attachments, everything is just outside. If we have to worship the Creator, even there we don't go inside. We think Creator may be sitting maybe in some church, maybe in some temple, maybe in some synagogue, maybe in some mosque, maybe he's sitting some place of worship. That outside buildings made by our own hands, structures built with human hands, are considered homes of God. And the structure that God himself has built, in which he resides, is not entered by us at all. Where are we looking for? We're looking for God in the wrong direction. He's inside and we're looking outside. It reminds me of an old story, great master, my master used to tell me. He said there was an old lady in a village. In that village, she was under the village street lamp post, because there were lamps with some candles or something, or they burnt oil lamps, something. They didn't have electric power. And she was searching for something under that lamp. A young man passed by. He said, "Ma'am, can I help you? Have you lost something?" She said, "Yes. I was doing some sewing with my needle and I dropped it, so I'm looking for that." He said, "Come, I'll help you." So he began to look under the lamp also. After a while he says, "Ma'am, do you remember where exactly you dropped it?" She said, "I dropped it in my house." He said, "Why are you looking for it outside?" "Oh, my house is very dark, therefore I'm looking under the light." Do you realize that's what we are doing? What we're searching for is lying inside us. We're searching outside. God is living inside us. You want to realize God? Go within. Meet him. He's waiting. I can assure you he's waiting more eagerly than you are willing to seek him. So, but we in the wrong direction, you run in the opposite direction, how will you find him? And the method, we have simplified methods. There used to be very difficult methods at one time. People did yogic asanas, stood on their headstands. They stood in rivers, in waters with one leg and stood up, causing sacrifices. They made huge sacrifices to say, we are trying to realize who we are. And here we have simple methods now. that you can meditate in the comfort of your own home. You can meditate wherever you are. You don't have to run anywhere. The real temple, mosque, synagogue, church is right being carried by you on top of this body on your head. Look at the dome-like structure that you have. It houses everything. Whatever you want to find can be found there. So surprising that what you are looking outside can also be found inside there. Because outside is nothing but a reflection of what is inside you. Try to check out where the original is. This is a show. This is a movie. This is a drama outside for our entertainment. Where does it come from? It comes from inside. We go and watch a movie in the theaters. We spend $7, $10 to buy a ticket. We pay for seeing monstrous scenes on the screen, murders, all kind of horrible things. We pay for it to see it. And we get so affected by it. We sit in our chairs in the audience and something happens nice, we laugh as if it is real. Some bad thing happened, no, hope, what is going to happen now? We sit on the edge of our chairs. Will that happen now? As if something is still going to happen. Don't you know at that time that the film which is being shown, the shadow of the film is behind us in the projector. There's a light shining behind the film. The film is all still pictures moving at a certain rate to create the illusion that they are real characters moving in shadow form on the screen. And we look at the shadows, say, oh, how real it is. We are affected by it. We are emotionally affected by it. What happens to us? That we totally forget. Has anybody ever said, oh, that is just a picture, that's just a shadow. Let me see how it's working, and look back and say, oh, this is just a film predetermined long ago when it was shot. It's not happening now. It happened long ago when the film was shot. It's just being played again. It's just a replay of something and it's been played over and over again. Anybody thought like that? No, because we don't spend our $7 or $10 for that. We spend our $7 or $10 to see reality. We seek reality outside. And we think that movie is now real. Sometimes I'm reminded of the story of a young man in a village in India who had never been to a movie. First time somebody told him, there are moving pictures on a screen you can see. And they brought him to the town. And first time he saw a movie. In that movie, there was a scene in which a girl comes up, takes off her clothes and jumps into a pond. He gets very excited to see she's going to take off her clothes. Before she has taken off her clothes, a train comes by in front and passes. By the time the train goes, the girl is in the pond. He misses the scene. He visited the movie 20 times, waiting the train will be late one day. One day train must get late. We are living that kind of life in this world. We are taking it that this is the reality and something is going to change. We can change it if it is predetermined, pre-filmed. Even our thoughts that we can change it is predetermined. People sometimes say, what do you mean by predetermination? An astrologer told me, tomorrow morning you will go in the right direction. I am going to defy my destiny, defy all predetermination. I'll not go by my horoscope or my chart. I'll go to the left side. Astrologer said right, I'll defy and go the opposite way. Next morning, go the opposite way, feeling very happy. There is no predetermination. Then he does meditation and finds out, he goes up and he finds out a record saying, you will say, the astrologer will say, you go right. You will say, no, I'm going to defy him and I'll go left. He said, I couldn't imagine that even my decision making was predetermined. When you look at the way the life is predetermined, it includes all those things which you think are current choices here. They look like current choices, but they're predetermined choices. And that's why when you have seen something inside, how it operates, then it'll be like a movie. Then this world will become like a movie. Therefore, for no other reason, for a short reason, if you want to enjoy the show, enjoy this movie, go inside and look how it's working, just once. And then you'll come back and say, this is all beautiful, how it's happening, and everything will fall in place. But that is only for beginners. Let's say, look at this life as a beginner to make a change in your attitude so you don't get so involved internally, spiritually. Mentally you are involved. Spiritually don't get involved, become separate from the mind and its creation, separate from the cause and effect, separate from all the laws that operate here, and watch these laws in operation, which you can do by having a glimpse of something inside. Of course, if you can meditate deeper and go deeper within yourself and discover that you are everything, you are all. You're the creator of everything. The whole thing is happening from totality of consciousness, which is your reality. And therefore, the script that is being pre-written by you, nobody else. So you are making your destiny, but not here. You're making your destiny at inception. Now there is a big trick when I say that. There's a catch-22 when I say, in the beginning, you made everything. The trick is that I am not telling the truth because there is no beginning. I am using the word beginning, that's all the mind can understand. No human mind can understand anything that has no beginning, no middle, and no end. It's a limit. We do not have the capacity. For human mind, there's no capacity to go beyond the laws of space and time. It has to operate. Thinking has to be within that. Conceptually, we have to go into that. Whatever the mind is capable of is all confined to the limits of time and space. Here we're talking of a state in which we wrote the script. Even that is wrong. We didn't wrote the script in which we write the script. Even that is wrong. We will write the script, that is wrong. What is right? You can't tell what is right, because we're trying to say these things with the mind. And the mind cannot get out of this concept that there has to be time and space. You say there is no time, but what was before that? Common question people ask me. Okay, before there was time, what was there? I said the word before cannot be used. If there was no time, where does the word before come from? But we are so limited. The mind is so limited to this thing. It cannot understand that the destiny that we're talking of is a product of now. And now has no time. Now is a meeting of the future and the past. Now it does not even have a nanosecond in it. Not even a billionth part of a nanosecond. Before I can utter the word now, it is future. Once I start uttering, it's the past. Where is now? Somebody gave me a book to read, The Power of Now. Said, here is a master teaching, you must live in the now. And I got baffled. I wonder if there is anybody in this world living in any other time except now. We all are in the now. There's no other place to live in. There's no other moment we're living in except now. And now has no time. Do we ever realize that we are living in a timeless state even now? And always we are in timeless state? Because now never has had time, never will, yet we are always in now. And we call it present. How can we call it present when it has no time? Why we call it present is because in ordinary language we have started believing what just happened, what was just the past, as if it is present. Few moments I have spoken, that's present. I am speaking in the present. Of course, before I spoke, it wasn't even there, so it couldn't have happened. The moment I spoke, it became present. If it's a little remote, it's gone a little further back, it's past. So present is actually past. There is no present except when it's past. So past is the only reality and not the present. Present has no time, past has. Okay, let's see. At least there is a future from which all these things are appearing in now and going into the past. Is that true? Is there a future? Let's examine the future. Supposing a human being could not hope, could not fear, could not anticipate anything. All these three things are the same thing. Hope is positive anticipation, fear is negative anticipation, anticipation neutral. Supposing we could not do that, and these three words are knocked off from all the dictionaries of the world, there is no future. We create future by these things. Eliminate these, there is no future at all. We are creating a future by these actions of ours. And in order to hope, we need time. In order to fear, we need time. In order to anticipate, we need time. Therefore, all these three are in the past. The truth is the future is also in the past. It's a very simple but high kind of logic that you have to go into to see that when there is no time in the now and everything is happening in the past, a major question arises. How can you ever live in the past? We don't have any capacity to live in the past except through memory. The only thing we can do is to recall, to remember. That's how we know the past. Supposing we have no memory, there will be no past. That means all what we call past, present and future is nothing but a trick of memory. Now imagine, let's see a simple way in which this whole universe can be constructed by consciousness. Consciousness packs artificial memories in little capsules and DVDs and places them inside. And we descend into the area of time of mind and pick up one of those capsules and start playing it. It will be our life right here, what's going on. Could it be that that's exactly what's happening? You can check it out. When you rise in meditation, by concentrating your attention within yourself, becoming unaware of the physical body, and later becoming unaware of your sense perceptions, that mind alone, mind per se, opens up, which is like your own third formless body. It's formless because it's not formed like this body, the inner body, the imaginary body, the sensory body is like this one. But the causal body, the mind, is not like this. So when you open up to that, you discover how it works. And it works by picking up destinies exactly stacked in DVDs of that kind. I mean, this is just an analogous language I'm using to call them DVDs or capsules or something. But you pick up stored memories. They are not your memories till you pick them up. You are free from memories. You are beyond time and space, therefore you cannot be having any memory. The soul has no memory. The soul has no karma. The soul has nothing to do with cause and effect. The soul is independent of cause and effect or karma or memory or anything. You join hands with the mind and pick up that capsule of memory and play it out, coming into the sensory systems and physical bodies, and you play it out, looks like real life. You're just playing out those memories, and it becomes a real life. Memories were stored earlier, but where were they crafted? Where were they designed? Beyond the mind and planted into the mind life. That also you can access. True meditation takes you up to the point where you can discover these memories, where you could discover what the mind is, where you could discover what thinking process is, where you could discover why it's happening in time and space, and then transcend it. To transcend the mind, there is no way we can do it. Because anything we can do, we do with the mind. All effort is made by the mind. When you say, I am going to try, it's mind. I have tried very hard, more mind. You can't say anything about the soul. It's all mind. How can the mind transcend itself? By trying. So a lot of people talk about the true meditation being effortless, because they say effort means mind and we have to go beyond the mind, so it's effortless. A friend of mine wrote to me, I have discovered that this is not a path of effort. It's only a training ground for us. The struggle that we make, the effort that we put in, only a struggle to find out that effort will not yield anything. It's a way to discover that the failure is necessary for us to give up. That we must make our best effort, fail to go beyond the mind, and then we say we gave up, and then it becomes effortless. I thought it was a good philosophy. At the end he writes, now I am going to try very hard to do effortless meditation. That's how our mind works. It doesn't get out of it. It doesn't get out of the fact that you have to make an effort or you do something. People say, what am I supposed to do? When I give a correct answer, which means nothing, they don't accept it. Nobody says that you get anything by doing nothing. The mind won't accept it. You have to do something. And what you do is what to reach the level of the mind where you can say, this is now the limit where mind can go, there's something else that will take us. And what is that something else? That I call the true spiritual method, the true spiritual path, the method of love and devotion that comes from the soul and not from the mind. There must be a beloved who is beyond the mind, in a form that we can see here, in a human form, like ourselves, whose love and compassion is so strong that it pulls us beyond the mind and puts our ego in the back bench. Otherwise, all the time when we talk of love, we say, I love you, I love this, I love this. Do you know who you're loving when you say, I love? I. You're loving I. I is more predominant. All the time, ego. Mental ego is in front of us all the time. The only time when we forget the I is a beloved. Somebody attracts us and we forget I and think only of the beloved. That's love. Love is the only thing that I have discovered that can put the ego behind. Otherwise, everything we do is our own ego. Therefore, what pulls us beyond the mind is love. And love, unconditional love, not love with conditions. Because if it is true love, it cannot have conditions. If it's a condition, you do this, I will love you, that's a business transaction. It's not love. In love, you forget anything except the beloved. Beloved is the only thing that matters. And therefore, when we can have an experience of that kind of love pulling us from within, we are pulled above the mind. The spiritual path actually is a path of love and devotion. And why am I using two words? I could stop at love, but I say love and devotion, because when you experience love, unconditional love, you automatically get devoted to it. You actually, automatically, the devotion is a response to true love. Automatically. You don't have to learn how to be devoted, nor do you have to learn how to love. Both things come spontaneously. And do we have to have a qualification to have that experience of love and devotion? Yes, one qualification. We should have a soul, because soul is love and devotion. And we all have souls. So we are all qualified. No exception. Nobody is bereft of it. We all are living people, our life being generated by our soul, soul empowering our mind, mind empowering the senses, and mind and senses empowering this physical body. The source of it all is the soul. And that is what is giving us all the experiences we are having here. Therefore, what is the secret? If I may put it very briefly, what is the secret that takes us above the mind towards our true home where we belong, towards immortality, which has no beginning, middle, or end, which is beyond time? The secret is a power that pulls us from beyond the mind. What do you want to call it? You call it God, Creator, Beloved, whatever name, but we don't see them. If we can't see where that God is, and yet we say that very power we are talking of is God or Creator, is inside each one of us, then shouldn't we be able to see inside each of us? Why would we have to make an intellectual composition to see some God we have never seen and he's sitting somewhere up, when all the people around us are having the same God inside them? Why can't we see God in everyone then? We believe, we say so. God is in every one of us. He is our reality. Then why can't we see God in every one we see? Because everyone is behaving ungodly. They are not behaving like God. Their behavior is so different from God. They are not even showing love like God should be showing. They don't even treat us like that. But there are some rare exceptions. A rare exception where a human being can treat you like God would. Where a human being can extend the unconditional love without judgment, which only God can do. How can a human being do that? Because what gives us God consciousness is our awareness of that. If you raise your awareness to the level of your totality of consciousness, you will have God consciousness yourself. And your looking around at the creation will be like the looking around of a creator. You can reach that level through means available to us as human beings. And there are, when such a person comes into your life, you come across such a person who is talking from that awareness, who is not talking from what he learned. He is not talking from a past experience of enlightenment. He is not talking what he did once he did meditation. But when he talks to us, he talks directly from that level, because he at all times at that level. When such a person comes, his behavior is like God behavior would be with us by all our concepts we have about God. Love, unconditional love, treating us as children and not judging. Knowing we are all trapped into different kind of traps like karma, trapped of guilt, trapped of good and bad, trapped of morality, that we are trapped, and he is not looking at the traps, he is looking at the soul that is trapped, and therefore his love is unconditional. Such people who exist, we call them perfect living masters. A perfect living master is not a title, it's an experience. It's an experience with a human being who, with his awareness, is acting with such unconditional love, such non-judgment, such compassion, that we can't normally think that happening with the mind at all. Mind cannot do that. It's something that is happening beyond that. When we encounter such a person and spend time with such a person, we discover this is a rare experience. It is so different. And to tell you the truth, if you spend time with such a person, you feel you have realized God yourself. It's such a powerful experience. The experience of unconditional love itself is so strong that makes you feel you really met the Creator. Because the Creator is in all of us. He's not outside. He can manifest in a human form. He manifests in all human forms, in every human form. Yet one who has the awareness of it, is conscious of it, knows it, acts like that. And therefore, when we associate with that, we have had a shortcut to God realization, and which you could not have by any amount of effort that we make on our own. So that is a very important role of such people who come with this enlightenment, all-pervading enlightenment that is always there with them. Big difference between teachers who have had some experience and come back and tell us what the experience was. Teachers who have learned a lot, learned all the books in the world, and come and explain to us what they are, from one who talks directly from that experience. In the Bible, in the Sermon on the Mount, where after Jesus had given his sermon, at the end the Bible says, after he spake, there was a hush upon the multitude, for he spake like one with authority and not like the scribes. That's the major difference. When a person speaks directly from truth, directly from concurrent experience, it does not sound like somebody who is speaking after learning something. Therefore, that authority to speak about these experiences, higher experiences, only comes when you are there. And since that is all beyond time and space, for a person who reaches that level, it is always there. Now, I say there are such human beings, rare examples of human beings. It does not mean that they had something special that we don't have. What they have, we also have. They have God in them and they have realized and they act like that, and we have God in us and we don't realize and we act like the mind. That's the only difference. They have nothing extra in their consciousness or in their system except awareness, except the knowledge and awareness of who they really are. And we have just missed out on that. And they come, and in association with them, we also become like them. They talk of a stone called the philosopher's stone. They say that a philosopher's stone, when it touches iron, base metal iron, it becomes gold. These masters are not philosopher's stones that turn iron into gold. They don't come to turn bad people into good people. They don't come to transform society. They come to make a seeker exactly like themselves. They are like a philosopher's stone that turns iron into philosopher's stone, not into gold. Their job is to make a seeker who is ready to go back home identical to themselves. It's nothing short of it. They will not say, we'll take you this stage and you can have this experience. They'll make you identical with themselves. And that's the beauty, that such people, when they exist and they come, how do they come into our life? How can we find them? Are they extraordinary? Do they carry any signs on their forehead or on their bodies? Or do they fly in the sky and appear? Are they doing something so unnatural, extraordinary that we can identify them? Not at all. They come as total ordinary people like us, with no difference at all. Because you cannot have love with somebody so extraordinary and different from you. Love cannot be had. You can have other kinds of feelings. Supposing an extraordinary person comes and flies into this house, of course with Peter's permission, and Peter says, come on, show these people assembled here that you are extraordinary, that you are without ropes, without anything, you're creating an illusion. And he comes flying up. Look at our reactions. What will he do? We are all sitting here. We see the man flying up. Some of us will say, there must be a trick. There is some hidden strings that he's using. Some will, no, there has to be some. I can't see the trick, but there's some illusion. It's just an illusion. It's not really flying. Some will say, he's really flying. He's learned how to levitate. And we'll admire him. Some will be amused, entertained. Some will even worship him. But nobody will love him. It's an actual experience. Nobody loves that person. If he falls down by mistake while he's doing that, many of us will rush and say, are you hurt? First spark of love will be shown. You have to be utterly human to have an experience of love as a human being. Therefore, if these people who carry unconditional love come in our midst, they will come as entirely ordinary human beings. And if they are entirely ordinary human beings, how will you find them? They just look like everybody else. You can't find them. If somebody were to ask me, can you find a perfect living master? My clear answer will be no. You cannot find them. Fortunately, if their awareness is that high that we speak of, if we can't find them, they should be able to find us. And that's precisely what happens. If we are seekers, and they are meant to be coming into our life because we are ready as seekers to go back home, they will appear in our life through coincidence, through circumstances. Some way or the other, they will make themselves visible. And we will say, that is just a coincidence, but looks like I was waiting for this opportunity. Looks like this is something a little different. The mind will say, no, this is just a doubt in your mind. The mind will fight, soul will be attracted, mind will fight. Eventually, the unconditional love that we are experiencing will override the mind and say, I want to come and find out, what are you saying? And he'll say, I've come for you, to take you back home. That's my mandate, to take you back home. You are ready, you called, I have come. That's my only role. I have not come for anything else. All the awareness I carry is just to take you home, not for any other purpose. That is how it happens. So therefore, if you want to find a perfect living master who can take you back to your true home, the secret is seek within yourself. Seek and you will find. Seek earnestly, you will find. Seek with so much passion that you are done with what is happening here and you want to go back home. You are tired of this. You are fed up with this. You had enough of it. When that feeling comes, you are ready. And when that readiness comes, such a person will appear. Wait and see. I have traveled the globe and seen the seekers have always succeeded in finding a perfect living master. when you seek with that kind of passion and earnestness, you find. After all, if God is within us, the Creator is within us, doesn't He hear what we say? Is He deaf? We pray to Him, we ask for things, and does He not listen to us? If He is part of us, if He is our own true self, why would He not listen to us? So if we say, give us these worldly things, we pray for those things, sometimes He might throw in a few things. Okay, that's good, you need these, take it. But if we say, we don't want any more things here, we want you, we want to be like you, we want to be with you, won't He take us back? Sure enough He will, if He is sitting inside us, and He is sitting inside us. And His method of taking us back appears in the form of a human being and accepts us, becomes a friend, true friend, a friend who will never leave us once He accepts. That's another very key experience that we have, that when a perfect living master becomes your friend, he is friend forever, no matter what the conditions. Never changes. It is not short-term friendship at all. It lasts beyond this life. It lasts till we reach home. The friendship never ends. The companionship never ends. Because although he appears in our life like a human being, like ourselves, when he accepts us, initiates us, says, yes, we are going together, and manifests himself inside us, he becomes a permanent friend. Even though the physical body of that person goes away, dies, we also die. These are temporary bodies. That friendship never ends. That companionship never ends. That travel together never ends. And we travel together till we reach our true home, no matter how long it lasts. So these are remarkable opportunities we have. I think we are very fortunate and lucky that we have that kind of seeking, where this kind of opportunity has come to us. I don't think we have come and sat here together just by a strange coincidence, or just because Peter loves me so much. I love him too, of course. But it is because I wanted to meet you and share this information with you, to tell you, you have the opportunity, to congratulate you, that you who are assembled here, I congratulate you because you are true seekers. I just met some of you during personal meetings before I met again, during lunch hour, and the eyes and smile that I saw on your faces convinced me you are true seekers of the truth, true seekers of the highest truth. Therefore, I congratulate you because you are ready to go back home. And I wish you Godspeed. And once again, thank you very much, Peter and Alison, for their hospitality. And I hope to see many of you again. Thank you. Prasad is blessed food. It is blessed. It is a blessing so that you carry the memory of our meeting. We take the name of realized people. I take the name of my realized master, who is a perfect living master. He proved to the hilt he was a perfect living master, not because what people said, but because what he told me he can do, he did it. What goods he promised he will give, he delivered. That's why I say perfect living master. I invoke his blessings and transfer the blessings into this. And this gift, let me explain, by blessing it, it does not change its molecular structure. It does not become something different. It's ordinary food. It's absolutely ordinary. The only extraordinary thing is when you will eat it, you remember this moment. When you eat it, you'll get the blessings of my master, which you will remember. That's what makes it prasad. Not that it alters completely, and some people say, I stopped taking medicine, I've got prasad. That's not the use of it. It is helpful. Because when we are in trouble, we take it. It gives us a memory of the good time that we had. It helps. It tells us, gives us the remembrance of the blessings we have had. We have so many blessings every day coming to us, we don't notice them. This enables you to notice them also. When you take a little bit of it daily, you'll see how many blessings we can recount. How many good things are happening in the midst of a life which is all ups and downs. And we can thank and say thank you. Even if we said thank you all the time, you can't really thank for all the blessings we have. Biggest blessing being we have got human bodies. The biggest blessing. And then the opportunity to make use of this time. Biggest blessing. So we can take this prasad little bit at a time. So with these blessings, those of you who would like to take it, I'd like to give them, maybe because of my age and my health, would it be okay if you came to me? Otherwise, I would love to come to you and distribute it. But if you can come one by one, it will be more convenient, and I'll give it to you with the blessings of my master. Mark, you have helped. Your seva is very much appreciated, because I understand that this program is being broadcast, streamed live, and I want to thank all the people who are watching across the globe right now, and I hope they will all be blessed with the blessings that are being invoked by today by me and on with my master. So I send blessings to all those who are viewing this, as well as those who are present here. Thank you.